Back to Neville Arena. They've liked the start for their Auburn team at home today. Auburn up after the first rotation by .325 there, welcoming in number 7 Alabama tonight on Friday Night Heights. Been a fun start. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Alicia Quinn. Well, Alicia, we talk about this Alabama team. They're on the road today, and a start that they've watched Auburn get off to a good start on their end. But you look at this Alabama group of great ingredients of experience with the upperclassmen and the blend of freshmen too. Talk about some of these freshmen and upperclassmen.
This freshman class is coming strong for Alabama, and honestly, they've looked up to their upperclassmen, and they are making it their own. And one who sticks out in particular is Chloe LaCarcier. She has come in. Justin Spring, her head coach, says she's great.
Has such a bright future ahead, and we're going to get to know Chloe a little more. You got to catch up with her earlier this week. Let's take a look at that interview.
Is there like one specific moment that you can remember where you were thinking, this is the place for me?
Right, because Alabama was my first visit, so it was so new and exciting. But then, after my visit was the moment that I think kind of was like, this is the place. And that was realizing how invested the whole community was in this program. I actually went to a donut shop, Babe's Donut Shop, and I realized there's an Alabama Gymnastics poster on the wall. And I got so excited. I was like, Dad, look, they care about Alabama Gymnastics too. And so that donut shop really sold me on the program.
What is your major?
My major is neuroscience. I've always loved kids, would love to work with kids and use my major to go into pediatric neurology. The other option would be to continue this sports and create my own practice and become a sports psychologist. And I would love that. I just want to work with athletes and help them grow and just learn, because the brain is so powerful and I think it can change a lot of athletes' lives.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl. I don't like mornings.
Are you an Instagram gal or TikTok?
I like to post on TikTok.
All right, if you had to spend time outside the gym, are you choosing Ashley or Justin to hang out with?
Oh gosh. Depends on the day. You know, if I want to just sit back and talk, Ashley. But if I want to go play some spike ball and do something adventurous, Justin.
Tough decisions. Really fun conversation there with Chloe. We got more coming up. Rotation number 2 on the horizon. Alabama's ranked 10th in the NCAA on vault. Auburn's ranked 15th in the NCAA on bars. More coming up on Friday Night Heights, Alabama and Auburn. For Auburn, their team season high so far on the vault has gotten them off to an excellent start in this meet, leading after the first rotation at home. Loving to decide on what's rodeo night at Neville Arena. The Iron Bowl of Gymnastics, as we now flip over to Alabama on the vault and Auburn on the bars. You see the student section, affectionately known as the Gymnasties. On the vault, Gabby Gladius.
Nice. Stuck your Yurchenko full for Gabby. Now Yurchenko full starts from a 9.95, not a 10.0, but if it's done well enough and they want to give her a perfect score, you will see that, a 9.95. But that was pretty dang close.
And she's been an individual SEC champ on the vault. That's one of her strengths. So now, can Auburn follow up what they did on the vault in that first rotation, going to bars now? Aria Brush will be in the leadoff spot for them in that bars lineup.
Aria starting on the low bar. Nice toe handstand to Maloney. A little leg separation on that backswing to Bale. Building momentum for her dismount. Double layout. It's just a small step on that landing. If Auburn wants to hold on to this lead, they need to be focusing on sticking those landings, because we have been doing some research, and the more stick landings you have in a competition, the more likely your score at the end of the day is going to be that much higher.
Now back to Bama on the vault, Chloe LaCourcier, who you got to catch up with earlier this week. Really fun personality. You see the points of emphasis. Walk us through this, Alicia.
on vault, not all vaults are created equal. So you need to have a good start value. You need to perform your vault well, having good execution, and they want to see a nice, clean, controlled landing just like that.
Fired up after her vault, and rightfully so.
Let's take another look at that Yurchenko 1.5. Nice clean form in the air. You can see she pulls her head and shoulder around just at the right time so she can spot the end of the mat to stick that landing.
She's competed in the all-around for them as a freshman. They have a ton of trust in what she can do and her abilities. Has been so impactful in a very early stage of her career. Has that freshman combo. You see the way she works, and it just sets the tone to a point where seniors will follow her. And you see why there. Now flip back over to the bars for Auburn here. Aria Brush had a 9.8 to begin in that leadoff spot. Now Olivia Hollingsworth trying to follow it up. They gave LaCourcier a 9.950, by the way, on that last vault.
Nearly perfect for Chloe.
I think she enjoyed your interview earlier this week, at least. That amped her up.
Maybe that was her good luck charm. Olivia does a nice piked Jaeger. To bail handstand. You see coaches moving between the bars and cables. They are allowed to stand in for their athletes as long as they do not touch them. There is no deduction. All is the dismount. Full twisting double back with the stick.
These landings are getting contagious.
Again, right after that release, she's hitting that handstand, moving from high to low. Nice clean form. The 2 flips and the 1 twist, and a beautifully done landing.
It was Auburn leading after the first rotation. So far, again, they gave Chloe LaCourcier a 9.950 on that last vault for Alabama. Now comes up Lily Hudson, who said earlier this week that that loss last week to Kentucky really lit a fire underneath us all week. Monday in the gym, they were working nonstop on every detail.
Another Yurchenko 1.5. Unfortunately, she just could not get her shoulders over her hips, and it takes some steps backwards and ends up hitting her back on the table. That's going to be a score that Alabama's going to want to drop. See that shoulder angle? She didn't get enough height and rotation to get that vault around.
Alicia, what is the key to getting enough height there?
So when I talk about shoulder angle, when you're doing the back handspring up onto the vaulting table, you want your armpits to almost be flat and open so you can get a nice block and repulsion off the table. She had such a strong angle that she was lacking some height and rotation for that vault, which caused her to unfortunately under-rotate it.
So most likely Alabama will drop that score. And now flip it back over to Auburn. Olivia Hollingsworth again at a 9.9. So Sophia Groth will follow her up on the bars.
Nice ray for Sophia on the high bar. Hack salto. The whole Auburn squad in the background cheering Sophia on. Blind full, a little bit short of the handstand to immediate double tuck where she sticks the landing.
Wow. Well, wait out. Sophia actually works with our good friend Sam Petchik with her Beam Queen boot camp in the off season. And again, you see that bright smile of hers. Sam told me that she's just so authentically and uniquely herself, which you gotta love. Flip it over here. Luisa Blanco mentioned she does the all-around for Alabama. Stepping up here on the vault for the Tide.
The rest of this Crimson Tide vault lineup is going to want to make sure they hit their vault so they can drop Lily Hudson's score if they want a chance of closing that gap. Woo! Luisa Blanco wasn't messing around.
And Alicia, on top of that, you know, is there pressure when you're following up that prior vault of Olivia Hudson? You know you're going to drop that score.
Another beautiful look at that Yurchenko 1.5. There is additional pressure when you know a teammate has made a mistake and you need to, you know, close that gap or make that score not count. But a lot of these athletes are great about turning the page and just focusing on what they can control, and that's their own individual performance.
We know Luisa definitely has the capability to do that. So they give Luisa a 9.950, which is big, and it's what Alabama needed after they'll drop that 9.425 that we mentioned. Now Gabby McLaughlin will come up here, the California native, following up Sophia Groth's 9.8.
Opens up with the right to pack salto. Half pirouette.
This is your reigning SEC Specialist of the Week.
A little bit loose on that blind change full to immediate double tuck. Small hop in that landing. Whoop, a little unsure of herself as she tries to turn to salute the judges. Not a bad bar set, just needs a little bit tighter form towards the end of that routine.
Well, there's a big game tomorrow afternoon right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, featuring Johnny Broom and number 12 Auburn. Tiger fans are going to stick around for that one, taking on Florida at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville. Coverage tips at 3:30 Eastern Time. That's SEC Men's Hoops. Hey, Alicia, to go back to Gabby McLaughlin real quick, I loved when Coach Grabo said that she reminds him a little bit of you, a little bit of fighting attitude there.
I was known for being a little bit of a spitfire, Jason.
That's not a bad thing. Jamison Sears coming up here.
A very dynamic Yurchenko full. Needs a little more control on that landing, but good height, good distance. Talked about those shoulders being open. You can see there's a slight angle, kicks it out at the end. That's how much height she had off the table.
Jamison also has that fun, fiery personality. Teammates just gravitate towards her voice. Now Cassie Stevens also competing in the all-arounds for Auburn.
Cassie mounts up onto the high bar. Toe handstand to Ray, to immediate overshoot. Getting ready for her dismount. Nice double layout, a little bit of movement in the air in her hips so the judges will deduct for form. But I think these Auburn Tigers are very aware of themselves wanting to stick these landings. So Cassie gave away a little bit of form to try to stick that landing instead. The slight separation, but she got that landing in the end.
If you joined us late, we have two of the best all-arounders in the country. Cassie Stevens for Auburn, and on the Alabama side, Luisa Blanco, two names that we get familiar with throughout the course of the night. Now flip it back over. It's Makari Doggett anchoring this vault lineup in the second rotation for Alabama. Again, it'll be the 9.425 from Lily Hudson. The Bama will drop. We'll see what Makari Doggett will do here.
Another Yurchenko full, small hop on that landing. Alabama finished out that vaulting rotation strong after a little mishap from Lily Hudson.
So next up on bars for Auburn, it's Olivia Greaves, who injured her knee before the 2023 season, had to sit out all of last year. She returned on bars last week for the first time this season, earning a 9.875. Just really, really cool and emotional debut for her. See the smile on her face and her teammates. Alicia, you gotta love this here.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than coming back after a trying injury and having that first competition under your belt. And Olivia is such a phenomenal bar worker, and she hopes to be working her way into other lineups throughout this season.
And her parents were there too last week. They were nearly in tears watching their daughter get back out there doing what she loves.
And it's good to have her back. What a nice bar routine. Only thing that I saw there is a small hop on that landing. Very well done for Olivia.
We'll see what they end up giving Olivia as she anchored the bars for Auburn there. She followed up a 9.9 from Cassie Stevens. There are 3 9.8s in that lineup for Auburn on the bars from Aria Brush, Sophia Groth, and Gabby McLaughlin. Olivia Hollingsworth also had a 9.9. Auburn led after the first rotation. See Jeff Graba there, the head coach of Auburn in his 14th season. For Alabama, Ashley Johnston, the former Auburn assistant, and learned a lot, of course, under Jeff Graba. So a lot of intertwining between the small world of gymnastics and this meet. And of course, in the state of Alabama, we're now welcomed by Alabama head coach Ashley Johnston. Well, Ashley, what'd you think of the first couple of rotations?
You know, starting on bars, we really attacked a lot of our casts and, you know, just had a couple little mistakes here and there. Nothing major, but I think we gave away too many half tens, a couple of landings. But then moving over to vault, I'm really proud of how the group didn't let that get them down, and they continued to fight and continue to focus on what they could control and had a couple of really great vaults. And so we're proud of where we are right now, and we're going to keep building.
Ashley, congratulations on your season high on vault this last rotation. What are you telling your team going into floor?
You know, going into floor, we're trying to bring our familiar into the unfamiliar, right? This is a loud arena. It's a crazy arena. The energy is fantastic. And so we're going to use that to our advantage and really try to just carry that into our own team momentum.
Thanks, Ashley. Really appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Again, that's a season high on vault for Alabama. Well, coming up, we're going to talk about Black history in gymnastics as ESPN celebrates Black history always, not just in February. Taking a peek at a few women who are paving the way.